Hey, I'm about to do another upgrade to one of my guitars, and this is very similar to a video I did a few weeks ago about upgrading to Spurzl locking tuners, but this time I am going to upgrade to some Grover locking tuners, but they work essentially the same way as the Spurzls. You've got the bottom that screws out that releases a pin in the shaft. The pin falls down, put the string through the hole, and then tighten up the base again. So functionally it's identical to the Spurzls. Couple things that are different are just how it mounts. The Spurzls had like a little pin right here that acted as a stabilizer, where the Grovers have this little tab that sticks out, and then a little screw goes through that. So on my other video, I kind of started off and did one, but I've already done 5, so I'm just going to walk you through what I do to change the last one on here. Okay, what I'm going to do now is remove the stock tuning peg, and I wanted to reuse the strings because I had just restrung this guitar with elixirs, so I wanted to keep the strings. So it's probably a little bit easier if you take the strings off, but in this case I'm going to take them off one at a time. And also, you could theoretically take all the tuning pegs off and then put all the new on at the same time, but I find it that if I replace one at a time, if I see the other tuning pegs, it helps me line up the new one that I'm putting in and make sure that I'm putting it on straight. But again, you don't have to. You can take them all off and then put all the new ones on at once. So first thing, I'm just going to remove the string, and I'm going to be careful since I am going to be reusing this. I'm going to try to kind of keep it tight as I loosen it up so it unwinds a little bit straight, because that'll help in a minute when I try to put the string back on. And it helps to have a little string winder. Okay, so there's the string. I'm just going to lay that down on the side. Now each guitar brand of tuners are a little bit different, but all of them are going to have a nut that's holding down a washer, and the nut's attached to like a threaded collar. So I'm going to be using the socket wrench to remove that nut. And try not to hit the camera. Okay, so once you get it loose, you can just kind of take it off by hand. Here's the washer. Here's the threaded collar, and this is obviously J&L ASAT Special. The pegs on it have these two little knobs here that act as the stabilizer. So if you turn it around, you see you've got the hole here and then the two holes here, and those holes are going to be covered up by the new tuning peg. So, good idea when you take the old ones off, put the washer back on and screw the collar back on. And then you can try to sell these or just keep them. I usually put them on eBay. You may get $4 or $5 for them, but to me, it's better than nothing. Okay, if you watched my last video when I changed tuning pegs, you know that with the Spurzel tuners, there was a template that helped you drill the pilot hole, and I was doing a black headstock, so it was very difficult to make a marking on where to drill the hole. In this case, since we have a natural maple neck and headstock, it's going to be a little bit easier, because all I'm going to do is take this Sharpie, and as soon as I line up the new peg, I'm just going to stick the Sharpie down in the hole and make a mark. So put the peg on and try to hold it as still as you can and get it lined up, and then make your mark. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it real well here, but I have a definitely an easy guideline mark when I drill the hole. Now again, just a tip: before you start drilling the hole for any screws, always take and wrap the drill bit with electrical tape to the depth of the screw. And to get the depth of the screw, you just take the screw and just kind of line it up against the bit, and where it ends, start wrapping tape. And this helps let you know how deep to go with the hole and not go too deep, because like I said in my other video, the first one I ever did, my hand slipped and the drill bit went right through the headstock, so this helps prevent that. So now I've got a good marker to drill, so I'm just going to drill the hole. Okay, pretty easy. So now we'll stick the peg back in here, turn the headstock over. Some washers are flat, some are like raised, kind of raised on one side. If you do have one that's raised, then put the raised part facing up, and then I'll stick the collar with a nut down in here and just get it hand tight. And then I'll turn it over and screw in the screw. And make sure you get the right size screwdriver, because on screws this small, it's real easy to kind of strip the threads if you don't get the right size screwdriver. Okay, so now that's tight. I'm going to flip it back over and tighten up the nut. Again, you want it tight, but not so tight that you start pushing the nut down into the headstock. So all I've got to do now is put the string back on, and I'm ready to go. And I guess in general, these Grovers, it took me probably about 20 minutes to do all these, whereas the Spurzels took about an hour. But again, that was mainly because the hole that I had to drill since I could see it, and mark it with a Sharpie. It took me no time to do that. So anyway, again, hope you found this useful, and if you're doing this project to your own guitar, good luck.